father believed if the world found out who I really was, they'd reject me. He was convinced that the world wasn't ready. What do you think?
So what does this Superman bring to the table that other previous Supermen haven't?
This Superman is set very much in a real world setting, and so it brings a lot of questions up, which would be, what would we feel and think as a human race if we found an alien amongst us, an alien who we couldn't harm potentially, and also therefore it asks the question of how would the alien feel and why would he choose the things he chooses, which adds to the idea that one thing which I love about this movie, which is the most interesting thing, is that there is no obvious choices. There's nothing in the way of, okay, that's the good choice and that's the bad choice. Every choice has its pro and its con, or multiples thereof. And so it makes it interesting as opposed to obvious. You don't necessarily know what's going to happen.
And how did you deal with that, like balancing the conflicts of the characters of Clark and Kal-El being such conflicting characters?
The conflict within Clark it's always been, or Kal-El, has always been the same thing, which is, who do I want to allow myself to be, and to what degree? And so that he's constantly exploring and discovering as he goes on. And so each moment is a decision made, and that's kind of how I dealt with it.
So you're on a very strict diet and exercise regime and things like that. When you're wrapped up with promotions, how will you celebrate?
When it came onto, we finished our 6 weeks of leanings when I had my first sort of real blowout with junk food. And that was, Davey Snyder and Zack Snyder bought me this full apple pie from a beautiful pie company nearby, and a full tub of ice cream and a large meat pizza. And I just crushed all of it within half an hour, I think, and fell into a very deep food coma afterwards.
Yeah, and will you get back into playing World of Warcraft as well?
Oh, will I get back into it? I haven't played it in so long. There are so many other games out there, and there's one I'm waiting for in particular. That's just a matter of, finding some time to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And prior to playing The Man of Steel, did you ever imagine yourself playing a superhero?
No, not really. I mean, there was that McGee Superman movie, which, of course, throughout that I was going, what would it be like to actually play this character? But previous to that and post that, no, you just don't think that the opportunity is either going to happen again or will ever happen.
Have you had any crazy fan reactions?
I haven't actually. No, it's all been very controlled and a very enjoyable, fun experience.
What's it like working with Russell? Because you said that he's one of your favourite actors of all time.
It's fantastic. He's a lovely, lovely guy and clearly a very talented actor. So the ability to actually meet these people who you respect as actors and work with them is great fun. It's fun acting, and it's fun acting with people who love it and who are good at it.
What about for the Justice League movie in 2015? Like, who would you like to be Wonder Woman?
There are so many people out there who could play the character so wonderfully, and that's even if Justice League happens. I mean, I have no idea about a Justice League movie. This is all rumour and hearsay right now. Keep that in mind. Take everything with a pinch of salt. Don't believe everything you read on the internet either, young lady.
I'm just hoping.
And there's so many people who could play all these superhero characters, and I don't know who's going to be involved.
Yeah. So what was the hardest part about preparing for the role? I mean, obviously the exercise would have been tough, but was there anything else that you felt was really quite tough?
In preparation, the exercise was the toughest thing, but overall, and something which the exercise obviously made tough, was the hours. It was just long, long hours every day. I mean, I was working 15-hour days for 6 months. That's pretty tiring. Especially when you're emoting sort of on set all day and you're going through dramatic stuff and saving the world essentially sort of over 6 months as opposed to a few hours. It can be very tiring. So I suppose, that would be the most difficult thing.
Yeah, so you guys didn't get time to blow off steam and go out and...
I mean, we did occasionally, but sort of it was so brief that, you're recovering from blowing off steam by the time you're going back to work, and that doesn't feel good. So you just kind of wanted to rest as much as you could at the weekends.
Yeah, so you didn't get to see much of, was it British Columbia?
No, I mean we got to see a bit of Vancouver obviously because that's
Yeah.
where we were working, but it's not like we got to sort of go out and explore and stuff. I mean we're working pretty much every day.
Yeah. So what motivated you, to get up and do those 15-hour days? Like, what was going through your mind?
Just work ethic. I'm there to work, so I'm getting paid to do. So any job I do, I'll always give my 100%, and this is no different. It's also a Superman role, so you've got to do it right.
Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you very much.
Hope you have a wonderful time in Australia.
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S. How about
Excuse me.